Hello and welcome to a conversation with Boo Zandu from the UK. This is part of a series of conversations about diverse perspectives in aromatherapy. So thank you, Boo, so much for joining us today. I will introduce Boo. She is a Reiki master and coach. Her company is called Mandela Coaching. And she also has 20 years experience teaching teenagers in A-level information technology. So, Boo, hello, welcome.
Hi, Fran. Thank you for that
And
introduction.
um, how did you become, how did you get involved with essential oils? How did the aromas come into your life?
So Cyprus was the one that really where I had an experience that is quite memorable actually. So the experience was I'd gone to bed, set an intention, and I think that's the key really when using essential oils. Set the intention of releasing grief of the past, not necessarily due to the death of someone, but just past decisions that I made. So I'd use the essential oil and just distinctly remember laying down and feeling I must have been like mid sleep or in and out of sleep and consciousness. And I was um, just drifting up as if I was going into the clouds. And I do this because I was lying on that side, but just drifting as up as if I was going into the clouds. And then having this sense of a male or masculine energy. And I couldn't really distinguish whether the masculine energy was mine or another presence. Now, I didn't know much about Cyprus at this point, and obviously, subsequently, we've had the conversation and I know a little bit more about it. Um, and then just waking up, but it was like being taken up past the clouds. And then it was like, okay, I'm out of it now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Boo. Thank you. No, and it's amazing when we have experiences that make our make us realize how strong and powerful these essences are, be they a physical experience or a mystic experience in your case. And yeah, and it's interesting how the reflection often is, I don't know what happened, I don't know if that was real, I don't know if I can trust that or not. And one of the ways that essential oils do engage with us, and body, mind, and spirit, is in this, I mean, in our imagination. Cypress is considered to be a masculine energy of the essential oil, and how that can, on a healing element, connect to the masculinity inside of yourself. And just, yeah, and all of that information and that sensorial experience brings empowerment. And I know you've spoken about this as well in terms of mental health and essential oils, this sense of empowerment and grounding that keeps bringing them back into you. Could you elaborate a bit more on some of your experiences
I can
with this?
do. Yeah, thank you, Fran. So I recently changed jobs. I mean, I say change jobs, it's the same job, different organization. And I experienced a lot of anxiety during that time. So with my anxiety, one of the things that I was noticing was the not enoughness. So I was going
Mm.
into work with this not enoughness. I'm not good enough for this job. I'm not good enough to be here in front of this, despite the fact that I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't really know what went on. Um, and so I did speak to you about the essential oils, and I started using, I think, is it Kadok? Kadok was one of them. There was
Laurel, I think.
laurel, there's red pine, and I think that that's the empowering one, really. It was the red pine. And so, just dab a little and then something. It's really difficult to explain because one might question, well, is it the thought of this? What is it, the placebo effect? So is it the oil or is it my mind that's actually making the change? And it could be a bit of both. But from my experience, I noticed the shift and I noticed the feeling of empowerment, and I've got this and I am enough. That's the key, really, the enoughness. And in any aspect of life, whether it's work, home, being a mother, um, that not enoughness can just be this enormous hook that just, it weighs heavy. And I think the magic of not only essential oils, but the connecting with nature as well at the same time. And I guess they're part and parcel of the same thing, really. But that connection with nature is something that's really made a difference with me. Simple, just a simple act of grounding, walking up bare feet on the grass, going and hugging a tree, or just, you know, sat in nature, just makes a difference, doesn't it, really? So
In terms of red pine, I mean, when you just look at the tree, you have this. I mean, there is no doubt in a red pine. It's just solid vertical line to heaven, big strong roots, big community, you know, pine forests everywhere. That is the energy of red pine. There is just no doubt there. Another thing you were mentioning, Boo, and it's a bit like the enoughness of this connectedness that you feel. And I know you find that with meditation and with your spiritual practices. But I do love hearing you talk about the connectedness to nature and to this sense of one with the essential oils. Could you expand on that for us? Because it's so lovely.
I can. So I think for me, it really is a combination of all the different practices. So being a Reiki healer, I think that opens up a space that wasn't there before, and then using that alongside the essential oils. It's almost like you know, you've got the physical presence that we've got here, but it's almost like widening your perspective and being aware of the non-physical more so as well. And so with this connection with nature, I'm very much a believer in all of us being one. So being at one with nature, being at one with the universe. And I'm one of these people that genuinely do believe that the universe exists within us and without us. So I don't know if you've read the book called The Four Agreements, and it talks about the reflection and how, you know, mirrors, we've got mirrors around us. And I genuinely believe that what we see around us is a reflection of what we've got inside us. So taking that concept on board, you know, using the essential oils along with nature. I mean, it's all one thing anyway, isn't it? Essential oils come from nature. So yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know if that answers your question. It really is just a matter of kind of connecting with what we see around us and listening in to what we need. So like I said, for example, before I met you, I would trust my intuition and trust my gut in terms of what I needed in terms of the essential oils. I have since then started to rely on you instead. But yeah, I mean, that's just another example of being at one with the oils, with nature, with what my body needs. So yeah.
But what you're saying about the mirrors and the reflections that we see around us, it takes us back to your experience feeling this masculine energy within yourself. Is that cypress? Is it yourself? So we end up into a bit of a philosophical ground here, but actually it's, if you choose to step into that and play with it, it's not holding on to a belief, but playing with this dynamic of the oil being inside of me. I mean, I've got a few drops of pine in here because I'm bunged up. And so, of course, this is going directly into my brain and into my lungs, into my bloodstream, just with the aroma. So it's inside of me.
Yeah.
And so this idea of reflection and this continual dialogue with the essential oils becomes a very beautiful practice, very poetic.
There is, and you've just, going on what you've just said, you've just reminded me of another experience that I've had, where, well, you were there, where you'd asked us to put the oil on and inhale the oil and follow the senses within. So where does it go? Where is the oil actually going in my body? And I found that a profound experience, because if you connect with what's happening, it goes directly to where it's needed in your body. And that is very similar to how Reiki healing works. You know, you, as a Reiki healer, I can set the intention, the Reiki will go wherever it needs to go. And I think I find the same with essential oils. And you said something about using the cypress and distinguishing the difference between, was it the masculine energy of the oil or was it myself? I mean, I spend a lot of time in my masculine energy and I'm aware of that. However, if I was to go back to that experience, was it my own masculine energy? I don't know. It might have been a combination of the two, to be fair. And I don't think it matters. I don't think I need to analyze it. There is no need for analysis. Did I feel release and relief after using it? Yes, I did. Do I notice a difference after using essential oils? Of course I do.
Thank you, Boo. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time today. And because Boo Zandu is a mental health coach and Reiki master, I think we might have another conversation publicly again. For today, we're going to leave it here because I think what we've given you is quite juicy to mull over. So thank you, Boo, for your time and your sharing your personal experiences with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And absolutely, let's do it again soon.